Yeah, that's where I'm lost. Why you and the Pisces?
Because one of the homies owed a Pisces some money for beer. Mm-hmm. And that fool, they were out there drunk. And he's like, oh, you're drunk. You don't need to give me my money. And then they started fighting.
And the black guy that was stomping out of Pisces, why was that?
Because he's a homie, so he's riding with us.
I see. Okay, I see.
He's a black homie.
Right.
But all they seen was a black guy. They didn't know he was a homie from the neighborhood.
So you're in here at when you get the pipe from the scullery and you get back up, what's going through your mind?
Well, the first thing is I'm a 2-striker, so I was like, this is how I'm gonna die in here. Like, this is like, because if I even punch somebody, I get 25 to life. Oh. So like, so me having a weapon, like as soon as if I hit anybody with that weapon, I'm pretty much alive. That's assault with deadly weapon.
Self-defense doesn't matter at that point, or they just say riot.
Well, yeah, because it's you want to think it's self-defense, but it's not at the same time because it's almost like it's the benefit of like street gang type deal. Because like we shouldn't be fighting, we're fighting on our own. Okay. I mean, it's not really self-defense. Like my self-defense would have been me sitting down, not fighting.
Even if they're like fucking stabbing you.
Yeah, apparently. So that's all that came to my mind was just like, fuck, I'm gonna die in here because I'm gonna hit this motherfucker with this pipe.
So, at any point after Monster was like, hey, cut the shit, did people still try to come for you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a couple hours. I mean, we were sitting there in the corner. They had gave us some, like, trash cans full of water. We were trying to clean ourselves up, so the cops asked us if we were involved in the riot, say no. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, we had gashes on our head that were just oozing. But, they shot us water. They let some of our homies give us some cigarettes. There was a couple guys that came over here all mad, like, fuck that, let's fucking kill him, cuz why we fucking even letting him here? Like, they'd kill us. And, he stopped them.
Would your gang kill them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. No, so I should not have made it out. Like,
so tables turn, 13s have a couple black guys in there. You guys are killing them.
Yeah.
So then why do you think Monster gave you a pass?
God's plan, man. I don't know. But I owe that man my life. Like, he stopped him for no reason. He just, that's all he says. He's like, man, you're a gangster, man. He's like, you're a rider. Like you took all those motherfuckers on, like, and you're standing up again.
What do you think if you could get into his mind was going through your friend's mind?
My friend that was on the floor?
Yeah.
Oh, that fool was a bitch. Yeah, I ended up going to the hole with him after that. Like, he was a straight bitch. Crybaby motherfucker. Like, we even got back to mainline, and I wanted to move because I didn't want him to be my cellie no more. Mm-hmm. So you got to sign these slips to move. Like, that fool wouldn't even sign the slip. Like, I got to tell his homies, like, hey, dude, your homeboy's not signing this so I can move.
Why wouldn't he sign the slip?
I don't know. He ended up being something else. He was a way out kind of guy.
So, I mean, are you a bitch if you're fearing for your life like you're going to die? Like,
yeah, I mean, what the fuck are you going to cry for? Die, motherfucker, die swinging.
I guess if you, I don't, you know what?
There's Zapata. He's he's like a Chicano, like he's a revolutionist, and it says, I'd rather die on my feet than live life on my knees.
So do you think maybe getting back up is what saved your life?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if not, I would have just laid there and balled up in the corner in the fetal position and got stomped out.
So, in this situation, after everything has been cleared out, does anybody get added time? Like, how do the COs and people sort that shit out?
Oh, yeah, they go back to the footage and they look at everything that happened. If you get involved in the fight, yeah, you get more time added. But they seen I was involved, but they also seen that I was a victim. So I didn't get, because I was beat up and held hostage, I didn't get no time really.
And how long do you spend in the infirmary?
We were there probably about 90 days.
Oh, so 3 months?
Yeah.
And is it like relatively safe in there?
Well, yeah, because you're in a concrete cell. That's it. Like, your bed's concrete, the seat's concrete, and you're in your boxers all day. And then if you go to yard, you go to a dog kennel, which is probably about the size of this, just all cage.
What, this whole thing?
Except you got a toilet in there.
And it's like kind of like solitary.
Well, you get you and your cellie.
In something like this?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's close, man.
Oh, yeah.
So you do your 90 days in the infirmary, and then you get back to a general population.
Yeah.
What's What's your mindset when you get back with the homies and shit? Like, how are you greeted?
Well, my mindset, like, I mean, I'm good. I'm happy to be out and be back out of the hole, but it's different now because now I'm getting out and I'm thinking when I get out, a lot of people like it's a revenge against the blacks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone's thinking like, you know, I get out and I have homies coming to my door. You know, everyone's like, hey man, welcome home. Like, you know, don't worry. Like once we get off lockdown, you know, what's gonna be on with the blacks? You know, we're gonna do this and that. And my thing was like, nah, like we ain't touching them. And like for us to go against, like to take like a black side over a homie side or anything like that is almost like, it's like just frowned upon because for some reason they embedded in your head that Hispanics and blacks cannot get along. Like right. You're just not supposed to. And I think that's why it all happened because, you know, you're taught to hate someone you don't even know, you know, just off of bullshit.
And this whole thing was a misunderstanding to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, so it's just like, it's bullshit. They just embed it in your head. So what I was telling them, you know, I'm just like, hey man, like there's no problem with the blacks. I was like, I'm only here because of the blacks. I was like, so if you want to ride with me, because he was a homie from my area, from the 805. I was like, if you want to ride with me, then, you know, you have my back when I tell the homies that it's squashed with the blacks, that it was a misunderstanding, that I want nothing to do with that. Like if we're going to fight somebody, we're going to fight the homies that ran out. Like, we're going to fight all the homies who sat there and watched me get fucked up.
And how did that go over?
I mean, they talk. At first, everybody was upset a little bit, you know, because they wanted to fight. But at the end, you know, nobody could say anything because, you know, there was only one man standing. You know, there was one man in the chow hall, so they could say whatever they want. And, I mean, so, you know, I mean, like, I went to go talk to a couple homies all around. We went to go shower, you know, talk to them, let them know, like, what's going on. Like, hey, man, there's no problems with the blacks. Because, like, right now we have beef. Because now it's like, okay, as soon as we see blacks, it's on site. Mm-hmm. You know, until I got back to the yard, I was like, no, there's nothing even like that. Like, no, these fools, it's dropped. Like, these fools saved me. Right. So when we were going around talking to the other homies, you know, I get back to my cell. You know, I get out, shower, go talk to everybody, come back. And I got these hefty bags full of all kinds of commissary because we've been on lockdown. We haven't gone to the store in months. You know, went to the hole, didn't have nothing, get back out. You know, they're still on lockdown. Nobody has shit. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I get there and I got a bunch of hefty bags full of shit, like packed, like over like $300 worth of store. You know, and my neighbor says, hey, man, this is from the blacks. You know, this is for you.
Why that gesture? Why did they do that?
Fuck if I know.
But
they just, you know, I came home and, you know, the homies were like, oh man, that's from the blacks, man. You take it. Like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna take it. Like, because there's a rule, you can't eat nothing that's unopened, right? Or nothing that's open from a black. You can't drink nothing like that. Like, I got in trouble my first time because the yard went down. Black dude had a cigarette. I had a cigarette. I was gonna borrow his light. He handed me his cigarette. I went to light my cigarette, handed it back. Mm-hmm. I was in trouble for touching the cigarette.
So when that happens, what's the punishment?
You get burpees, or they could beat you up, or they can make you do something. Or
burpees as in the exercise?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not so bad.
Oh, no. We used to do 1,000 to warm up.
Oh, shit. So you be doing burpees all fucking day if they wanted you to.
Oh, yeah. That would be like 1,000 just to warm up. Like, no problem.
Damn. So, moral of the story, kids, is, you know, don't do shit that'll have you in jail. Because it's not a great look. But so you get there and you're out there infirmary, you get the blacks send you a care package, so to speak. What's life for you now? Like, is it like I'm chill? I got through probably the worst part of my life. Or is there any more exciting happenings?
Oh, that was just the beginning. I mean, after that, we never hit mainline, so we never really, because when we were there, we were going at it with the Northerners, we were going at it with the Paisas, and then we were going at it with the blacks. Mm-hmm. I squashed one with the blacks, so we were still going at it with the other two races. So they didn't let us out. We just moved to prisons. So what we did is everybody that was on lockdown in Pleasant Valley all went to Old Folsom, and then everyone that was in Old Folsom went to Pleasant Valley. So we switched prison yards. So by the time I got to Old Folsom, I was 24. But by the time I hit the yard, I was almost like, not really, well, I would say like glorified. Not glorified, but I was looked up to.
Right.
Because
you had went through all that shit.
Everybody had heard about that riot. Uh-huh. And like, you know, it was a big-ass riot, you know. But I mean, out of everything that happened, there was only one man standing, and that was me.
So this is your transition from Pleasant, what now?
Pleasant Valley.
Pleasant Valley to Folsom, and now you
Yeah.
get to Folsom, and people are like, "Damn, that's Boscoe." Like he got through that shit.
Yeah.
How's that life? How's that transition for you? Is that weird? Like now to be,
You know, it was weird at first, you know, but then it's not because you kind of, you know, when you take on 60 plus black, you're a fucking badass.
right?
You know, when you can, when they fucking respect, I mean, and I don't forget, you know, why I'm alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't forget, you know, how it happened. But, you know, I mean, they kept me alive for a reason. And, I mean, it ended up working. I mean, years later on down the road in Old Folsom, like, I was the boss in the sandwich crew. And right across from me was a shot caller of the Crips and the shot caller of the Bloods. So, like, I was cool as fuck. Like, it's weird the way it happened.
Right.
You know, like, here I am, like, it was a black shot caller that saved me. Here I am years later, and it's me and two black shot callers that have kept peace. Like, when I was in Folsom 4 years, there was not one riot between us.
So you would say Folsom was relatively peaceful for you?
Oh, yeah. Till the end of it, like, towards the end, it was a power struggle. Like, that's when when you're a race, you get another race that shows up and they want to take the yard from you.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever has that yard, that's controlling that yard, has got all that money and everything coming in, someone always comes in and they want to take over. So by the time I was getting ready to parole, they were taking over. And at this time, I was already from my area. I was tattooing on the shot callers at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in with them. So here I am ready to parole. And then next thing you know, my neighbor, the shot caller, like, they got another homie come into his cell, walk in, and next thing you know, they start stabbing him. Me and my cellie, we happen to be in our cell. We run next door, like, we hold the door closed. We're watching this fool get stabbed. Like, we held the door for him to get stabbed. And then next thing you know, we open it, we let him walk out. And this is all fucking like a week before I parole.
Oh, shit.
So now everybody that's up in my group, like all the shot callers from like our area, from the Valley, from IE, from San Diego, whoever was all calling shots at that time, is every time we go to dinner, every time we go to breakfast, someone's getting whacked, like stabbed out the yard, so that new table could take over.
And this happened every day?
This was happening every day till I paroled.
Okay, but there's I think we talked about that. There's a inner story there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna save that. I got about 3 minutes left, huh, Vic? Okay, so yeah, so there's gonna be a part 2 to this, guys. You down to talk some more, Bosco?
Oh, all day, man, all day.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this one up real soon. So there you have it. Hotbox the Podcast first profile interview. We interviewed Bosco about his time in prison. I thank you for being so honest, and a lot of people don't like to talk about that part of their lives. But part 2 will be, we're going to go over your time in Folsom and your release and how you got to become this big tattoo artist and, you know, go over your business savvy and how you basically we're going to the road to redemption. It's a good story. I hope you guys tune in and rock with us again. You want to shout out your shop, Bosco, or how people can reach you if they would like a tattoo or something?
Oh man, you can go on my Instagram. It's Bosco's Tattoos X South Street. Go ahead and check it out. You know, let me know if you want some more.
So there you have it. So yeah, we just did a commercial and shit. Go to Bosco's, get a tattoo. I think I'm gonna get a tattoo soon, man. I'm thinking about getting.
You need one, man. You need one.
Yeah, people keep saying that. Like I'm like dry as fuck, man. I need a Buddha right here, right there. All right, Universians, as usual, have a lot of sex, smoke a lot of weed, meditate more, and tune in for part two. Yeah, you see, I'm already, you know what's on my mind. Tune in for part 2 of our profile interview with Bosco. Have a great day, Universians. This is Hotbox the Podcast.